dream.
So Ava, you say there is, I brought up the cost, you said there for a moment, and the reward. So let me ask you, knowing what we know now in 2015 about what is going to happen, what has happened to voting rights in these years, knowing what we now know from the perspective of 2015 about Ferguson, about where we are in terms of the level of segregation in American cities and housing and schools, was there a win? Did they win?
Yes. Absolutely. If they hadn't done it, you and I wouldn't be sitting here right now. You know what I mean? We can look at the deterioration of the act, the violence done to that act. We can look at where we are now in terms of the unrest that we all feel, the rage that I certainly feel around the most recent incidents about the breaking of the black body, unarmed and unindicted. We can look at these things that are on a continuum and easily say nothing has changed and there was no reward and it wasn't worth it. But to do that is to be disingenuous with really understanding where our elders and our ancestors were before these acts were passed and before this bravery this bravery occurred. This bravery was birthed and lived and breathed, and it did move us forward as a people, as a nation. Yes, we're in a really rough moment right now, but I think it's fantastic. I think the fact that this energy that's brewing now is one that is igniting a new spirit, a new mandate, a new mission, a new demand, moving people out of complacency and apathy into a posture of, wait a minute, we might have taken our eyes off the prize, we might have thought everything was done, but the fight isn't over. And that, in my adult lifetime, is something that I've not experienced. And so I see the joy in it, I see the beauty in it, I see the positives in it, the joy in walking with people, marching with people, holding hands with people, planning with people. When I'm on conference calls planning with my comrades about different action we want to take, activist action that we want to take, things that we want to do as artists, things that we want to do as Angelinos where I live. I am doing something that I wasn't doing a year before, and that's been activated by this new energy. And if Selma has anything to add to that conversation, it's simply to say, this is not new. This is a continuum. This is a continuation of what was done before. Just as 1965, Selma was a continuation of what was done before and what was done before. And I don't think there is a growth or a blossoming if you think it all started with you. You've got to know your history, and not in a spinach syrupy medicine way, but in a real, visceral, I feel the little girls when they are blown apart. I see myself in them. I felt that in my gut. My God, is it happening again? The answer is yes. The question is, what now?
It was a creed written into the founding documents that declared the destiny of the nation. Yes, we can. It was whispered by slaves and abolitionists as they blazed the trail toward freedom. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. It was sung by immigrants and sung out just the shore, pioneers, pushed westward, against unforgiving motives. Yes, we can. It was the call the workers organized, women who reached to the ballots. Our president who chose the moon as our new frontier, and a king who took us to the mountaintop, born away. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Oh, yes, we can. Oh, yes, we can. And if we only had a government that was as responsible as all of you, So, Virginia, I just have one word for you. Just one word. Tomorrow. For greed and irresponsibility. For hard work and sacrifice. Tomorrow you can choose policies that invest in our middle class. Create new jobs. Grow this economy so everybody has a chance to succeed. Not just the CEO, but the secretary, the janitor. Not just the factory owner, but the men and women who work the factory floor. Tomorrow you can put an end to the politics that would divide a nation just to win an election. That pits region against region, city against town, Republican against Democrat. That asks us to fear at a time when we need to hope. Tomorrow, at this defining moment in history, Virginia, you can give this country the change that we need. And it starts here in Virginia. Because of you. And that's why in these last 21 hours we can't afford to slow down or sit back or let up 1 minute, 1 second, not 1 moment. Even praise tomorrow, you can't let that stop you. You gotta wait in line. You gotta go. You gotta take the praise, take the neighbors. We can't stop that now, because there's so much at stake. We are gonna change America, Virginia.
The change was slow, and the fight was long and hard, and King fought with an incredible persistence and courage. He believed that with faith, they could overcome anything and make the world a better place. Today, over half a century and 3 generations later, America is still struggling with political and economic turmoil and with issues of racial injustice. Enough is enough was King's message, and it still resonates today. So what have we learned from him? His legacy remains a strong reminder and a profound call to action for change. Bernice King declared in 2018, "My father provided some very important guidance in how we deal with conflict and polarization. I think his teaching on nonviolence are critical in this hour, now more than ever before." For more than 300 years, millions of black people were enslaved, then oppressed, and alienated. But King changed the course of their history. He knew that the time had come to rise from the dark. Martin Luther King has become a model for all who want to believe in hope and that there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. From him, we learn the true meaning of the word freedom as he left an indelible mark on history.
Black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spirit of free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
Do solemnly swear
that I will execute the office of President to the United States faithfully,
that I will execute
faithfully the office of President of the
the
United
office of President of the
States,
United States faithfully,
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.